In this lesson we'll look at another form of factorization which you should be familiar with from junior cycle, and it's where terms need to be grouped in order to factorize the expression. So let's take this one as a fairly straightforward example. Now, as you can see, there's no factor common to all four of the terms in that expression. But if you look at the first two terms, you can see that a is a common factor. So let's try taking a out as a common factor here. So a times b gives you ab, and a times c gives you ac. Now over here, look at what the common factor is. You'll see that 2 is a common factor, or you may need to put in minus 2. Now, recognizing that from junior cycle, you should remember that the bracket that you get over here should be the same as the bracket that you have here. So what you want over here is b plus c in a bracket. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need to take out of here as a common factor in order to get b plus c in the bracket there? So you should see that minus 2 is what's required. If you took out plus 2, what you would end up with in the bracket is minus b minus c, which isn't useful to you. So if you look at this entire term here and this entire term here, there is now something that's common to this and this. And what is common is b plus c. So you can take out b plus c as a common factor. Now b plus c comes out of here a times, and b plus c comes out of here minus 2 times. So you've now factorized your original 4-term expression into 2 brackets. Now let's take a slightly more difficult example. So if you look at these 4 terms here, as always we initially look for a common factor that will go into all 4 terms, but as you should see there that there is no common factor that will divide into all 4 terms. So what we need to try and do is pair off the terms. So if you look at the first 2 terms, there's no common factor. If you look at the first term and the third term, you'll see that b is a common factor. If you look at the first term and the fourth term, you can see that 3 is a common factor. So you can rewrite the expression to put terms side by side that have a common factor. So I've chosen to rewrite it like this. You may have chosen a different way. No matter what way you do it, as long as you get 2 terms side by side with a common factor, here and here, the end result should be the same. And I've just chosen to write them in alphabetical order as well, just as a matter of personal preference. So if you take the first 2 terms, you will see that 3 is a common factor, and it comes out a plus b times. And as before, we'll take out a minus out of the second 2 terms. 2 is also common, and a is also common. And then, usefully, that comes out a plus b times. Then, between the first and the second terms, a plus b is common. It comes out of the first term 3 times, and out of the second term minus 2a times. So you have replaced again your first expression that had 4 terms with 2 brackets.